If your trading chart has too many colors, alerts, and random signals everywhere, it can honestly mess with your psychology and make you overthink every move. Yo, what's up everyone? In today's video, I'm going to show you my TradingView setup for trading MNQ futures. The first thing you'll notice is that my chart colors are mainly black and white. I like keeping my candles simple because it helps me stay calmer when I'm trading. For me, green and red candles can sometimes make the chart feel more emotional. When candles are flying up and down in bright colors, it's easy to feel fear of missing out, panic, or you just want to rush into trades. So I use a cleaner black and white setup to make price look more neutral. It helps me focus on structure, liquidity, and confirmation instead of reacting emotionally to every candle. Okay, with that being said, here are my chart colors. It's just basically only the body is white and everything else is black. And then for the canvas, my background, I keep it this color. Let's see. This is the code if you guys want to copy it. Okay, all right. With that out of the way, the first indicator I use is my liquidity levels indicator. This just basically marks out my Asia high, Asia low, London high, London low, and then also marks out my previous day low and the previous day high. Basically, just helps me keep track of where the sessions ended, where it made a high, where it made the low. This is a very important indicator because in New York Open, price likes to take one of these sessions and then reverse but that's pretty much what happened today. The price came up, took out Asia highs along with this liquidity pool here, and then it just pretty much dumped. So this is a very important indicator to have. Okay, cool. The next indicator I have is the fair value gap and the inverse fair value gap. Why this is so important to me is because I need to be able to see where price displaced so much that it left a fair value gap. Price tends to come back to these prices and then reverse or just retrace back to them and then reverse. This also helps me with my personal strategy because when price makes, let's say, a 3 minute or 2 minute or even a 1 minute fair value gap, I like to see that gap get inversed and then go towards my target direction. But the thing is, with fair value gaps, I'm not just entering because price touches a gap. What I want to see is price reacts, rejects, and confirm back in the direction of my bias. That's exactly when I enter off of that inverse. Okay, cool. The next indicator we have is the SMT divergences indicator. I use this to compare Nasdaq with other related markets like the S&P 500 right here. So SMT can help me see when one market is making a high or low and the other one is not confirming it. But I don't use SMT as an entry by itself. I use it as extra confirmation when it lines up with my bias and liquidity target. So basically, if Nasdaq takes a high, but if the S&P 500 doesn't take a high, that's a very bearish SMT. That's just to add to your filter. It's not a direct entry signal, but it's just to help with your confirmation. Okay, cool. The next indicator that I have, it is my personal dashboard up here. It just shows me my bias pretty much, just a 1 hour, 4 hour daily context, trade bias, PD zone if we're in premium or if we're in discount, the volume profile, and the VWAP if there's an SMT, if the fair value gap is active, order block, draws and liquidity, and if everything aligns, pretty much it just tells me the action. It just tells me what I should be doing or what I should be looking for. This by itself is not my signal as well. This just helps me confirm my bias. I really only look at the 1 hour and 4 hour just to make sure it lines up with my daily bias. Okay, cool. And the last indicator that I have is the liquidity swings indicator. This just helps me see important swing highs and swing lows where liquidity may be resting, like over here. And if we go on the 5 minute, is where I mainly use it on. Over here, pretty much just where liquidity is resting and where price likes to retrace back to or be attracted to. Cool. So my basic process before I trade is check the 1 hour and the 4 hour bias, mark Asia and London levels, make sure my draw on liquidity is in check, check for a fair value gap or inversion areas, look for a SMT if it appears, and then just wait for confirmation, and then that's my entry pretty much. And if those things don't line up, I usually don't need to be in the trade. I've always heard, and I always do believe in the best trade you take is the one that you're not in, basically meaning just being patient and waiting for an A plus setup and not just wanting to rush into a trade. That's how most traders blow their accounts. That's how I blew so many accounts starting out. Um, but yeah, that's my current trading view setup for Nasdaq futures. It's simple, clean, and built around helping me stay calm while focusing on liquidity and execution. If you do trade Nasdaq or you're learning futures trading, subscribe for more trade recaps, chart breakdowns, and real trading lessons.